Welcome to Cambridge Language Institute. This is Ansar Ahmad and today's video I am going to teach you alkenes. That what is basically alkenes and also that general name of alkenes, general formula, molecular formula, and this topic belong to grade 10 chemistry and unit number 4. That's in unit number 4, page number 85. Topic is alkenes. 12.2. So now let's talk about that what does alkene means. So the first word is alkenes are called unsaturated hydrocarbon. The first point is that alkenes are called unsaturated hydrocarbon. What is this? That is called unsaturated hydrocarbon. That is called here unsaturated hydrocarbon. That is called here hydrocarbons. Now as we know that we have divided that organic compounds into two categories. One was saturated hydrocarbon and the second was unsaturated hydrocarbon. Saturated hydrocarbons are those which contain single covalent bond, and that was about alkane. Before this we have discussed that was about alkane. Now we are going to talk about that alkenes. So alkenes are called unsaturated hydrocarbon. Unsaturated hydrocarbons are those which contain double and triple covalent bond. But here we talk about that alkanes. So the definition of alkane is that unsaturated hydrocarbons means those which contain at least one single double bond. What we can call it? So we can say that unsaturated hydrocarbon which contain, what we call here, that is called here which contain at least, that is called here at least, that is called at least one single, that is called at least one single, or we can say one double bond, that is called here one double bond, that is called here double bond, and the bond should be between two carbons. The bond should be that contain one double bond between carbon atoms. That is called here between carbon atoms. Between carbon atoms. That is called here carbon atoms. What we call here? Carbon atoms. Like for example, generally we can choose here that is called carbon, and next one we have carbon, so we have double bond, and this double bond, and as we know that the functional group of alkene is called double bond, and this bond must be between carbon and carbon. And also that if we talk about that further, so alkenes are called olefins. The next point is that alkenes are called olefins. Second properties of alkene is what? That alkenes are called olefins. That is called here olefins. And as you know that what does olefins means? Olefin is taken from the Latin word which means oil forming. So from which language it is taken? It is taken from Latin word. That is called Latin word, and which means that is called oil forming. What we call here? Oil forming. That is called here forming. Especially when alkenes react with halogens, so it form oils. Now let's talk about that. That was about the first property is that it is called unsaturated hydrocarbons. Yes, keep it in mind that unsaturated hydrocarbons means which contain double and triple bond. But in case of alkenes, it is not necessary that that only a single double bond will be present between alkane. More than one bond is also possible. But alkene we define that at least one double bond must be present, and more than 2, 3, 4 are possible. Just only one is necessary, which is called the functional group. The second property is called, we also called olefins. Olefins means a Latin word which means oil forming. When it react with a halogen, so it form oil. And now let's talk about that third properties. The third properties of alkane is, and that is called general formula. That is called the general formula. So general formula for alkene is, that is basically called CN and H2N. Now what does it mean? Cn means number of carbon, while H2 means that number of hydrogen will be 2, and n means number of carbon as well. Now if we talk about that the fourth point, the properties of basically that alkene, so we have that the simplest alkene is called ethene. Simplest, which one is the simplest? So we can talk about that simplest alkene is that is called here alkene is what? That is called ethene. That is called ethene. And also that this, because if we talk about that alkane, so alkane has single covalent bond and alkene has double bond. This double bond makes alkene more reactive. It simply means that alkenes are more reactive than alkane, because alkene has double bond while alkane has a single bond. So next property is called we call that next one. If we talk about the next properties, so let's talk about the next properties. The next properties is that alkenes are more reactive than alkanes. Next property is that is called here alkenes are more reactive. That is called here more reactive. That is called reactive than alkane. That is called reactive than alkane. Alkanes. What we talk about here? Why? The question is why. So we can simply answer that alkene has double covalent bond. That is a carbon and carbon. The first one is called sigma covalent bond and the next one is called pi. And as we know that sigma bond is more strong than pi bond. So that alkene has double bond. So due to the presence of double bond, alkenes are more reactive than alkane, because as we know that alkane has single covalent bond. So due to the presence of double bond, alkenes are more reactive. Now let's talk about that how can we give names, name of alkenes, and also that molecular formula, and also the condensed formula and structure formula. So let's draw the chart complete to explain. First of all, let's talk about name. How can we give a name? So as we know that we need prefix and as well as suffix. So first we will draw here, that is called here like line. Here we can draw here simply like I can draw here, and after that we need a molecular formula. We can say that molecular formula, and after that we need what kind of formula that is basically called condensed formula. So we can also talk about condensed formula here, that is called condensed formula, that is called here condensed formula. And also we will discuss structure formula as well. So let's talk about that how can we give names. So it is very simply, first of all we need to learn that carbon number 1 is not possible, so carbon number 2 is possible. So carbon number 2 name is, what is second name? So we called eth, that is called eth. ETH is called what? It is prefix. And we need what? We need only that suffix to add it with this. So carbon number 2, number of carbon, if we have 2, so we call what? We call eth, because if you have learned that an alkane, we call carbon number 1 we call meth, carbon number 2 we call eth, carbon number 3 we called that is called propane, and carbon number 4 we call butane, and carbon number 5 we call pentane, hexane, heptane, octane, aniline, and decane, etc. Here we need to add eth. Eth is a prefix. So what we need here? We need a E and E at the end. So now we got the first one, and this is the simplest alkene, which we call ethane, Now how to construct molecular formula? So we can construct molecular formula from general formula. As we know that what is the general formula? So we have already discussed that is called Cn, and after that what we need, H2 or N. Cleared? Now if we talk about that here number of carbon is what? Number of carbon is 2. So let's write in formula. So we have C, so we can write 2, because in case of here we have how many carbons? We have 2. And H, we can write here H2, that is called 2. And then how many carbon we have? We can write 2. Now we can make simply that C2, that is called C2, and also that 2 2s are what we call. So 2 2s are basically 4. So we got that what kind of formula we get? That is called molecular formula for what? That is basically called for ethene. For ethene, molecular formula is, that is simply we can write here. What we can write? Simply we can write here C2H4, and this is molecular formula for ethane. Now let's talk about that the next word. After ethane we have pro. So we can write there pro and then pene, propene. What we can write? Propene. And en is the end. We can add it here. And also this pro. So we can, that's called its prefix, and this is called suffix. So we can call propene. Yes, we can also call proline also, that another name of it, but we can simply call here. Now if you want to make that molecular formula, again we need a formula to put the value. So we have carbon, number of carbon is 3. Number of carbon is 3. And hydrogen, so we have the formula is, that is H. So we can write 2 and 3 here. So how can we construct the molecular formula? So we say that, look at here, 3. So I can write there carbon 3. And also I can say that 3 2s are what? 3 2s I can write there 6. I can write 6. So now I make the molecular formula for propene, because what I applied here, I use the general formula. So number of carbon is 3 and 3 2s are 6. So we get what kind of formula? We get the general formula for that is called propene. And what we can write? We can simply write 3 and H 6. Now if we talk about for carbon number 4. So for carbon number 4 we need what? Let's draw another prefix, that is called butene. So butene, again we have prefix. So always remember that but. And also En is stand for, because if you know that Ene comes, it means that is called alkene. If An comes, it means alkane. So if you want to construct the molecular formula for this one, so we can simply say that carbon, number of carbon is, how many number of carbon we have? 4. And also that we have H. So we have H, we need a 2. And also how many number of carbon we have? We have 4. So we can draw here. And then look at here, C4 and 2 4s are. So we get 8, that is called H means 8. So we make that molecular formula for butene. That is basically called butene. So what is the formula for butane? So we can write here butene. That is basically called C4, and also we can construct that is basically 8 as well. Now for carbon number carbon number 5 we need another prefix which is called pent, and we can write here that is called pent. That is called pent. And also we need a suffix, that is called suffix, means ene. So ene and also that pent. Now how can I we can say write the molecular formula? Very simply, I have to know about the formula. So number of carbon is 5, and also that we need H to multiply by how many carbons? We have 5, so we can simply write 5. And now we can write C5, and also that 5 2s are 10. So we can write the H, and that is called 10. So we again construct the formula for pentene as well, that is called C5H10. Now if we talk about further, we can go for so many, how much you want, you can go for it. That's we can raise it here. So we can write here, for carbon number 5 is pentene, that is called 5, and we can write there H10. Now let's talk about hexane, depend upon you how much you want. According to Gratin, here it is discussed around about 6. So we can discuss 6 here. Now for next we need a hexane, that is called hexane. So hexane is what? Ene, and this is called hex. Hex means 6. So number of carbon will be 6. Now again, formula is H, put again 2, and also the number of carbon is 6. So we can say that C6, and also we get 6 2s are. So we can write there H, that is called 12 here. So we get the formula for what? That is about for hexane. Now let's talk about the condensed formula. But before going to explain the condensed formula, first we need to learn the structure formula. If you don't know about the structure formula, you cannot draw the condensed formula. So let's talk about that. This one is clear? Yes. If you have any question, you can write in comment. Now let's see. We have that is called C6, and we can get H12. Now before going to go for the condensed formula, we need to draw the structure formula. We need to draw the structure formula here. Now how can we draw structure formula? Let's talk about structure formula. Remember that if we talk about structure formula, so structure formula is very simple. That is called very simple. Now how many carbon we have? First always draw number of carbon. So I can just say carbon and carbon. Two carbons are there, and we call that alkenes. Double bond. So let's draw double bond. That is called double bond. How many hydrogens are remaining? 4 are there. Put H2 here and also that H2 here. What we say that here? So we put here H2. Now if you want to draw here, so structure formula, so you have to write carbon, then you need carbon, that is called, and how many hydrogen you need to attach? One in one side, and the second is another side, and this one is one, and this one is one here. Yes. Now if we talk about that valency, so we know that there are two rules. One is called duplet rules, one is called octet rules. So let's talk about that also. As we know that hydrogen has single electron. Hydrogen has single electron. Hydrogen share one with a carbon. So hydrogen duplet is completed. Next, hydrogen share carbon. So carbon duplet is completed. And carbon share one with hydrogen, one with a hydrogen 2 and 2 double bond. So carbon octet is also completed, as well as this carbon as well. So we draw, this is the structure formula for, that is called ethene. Now let's talk about that structure formula for propene. So this was about first. Now let's talk about for the propene. Now how can we draw for the propene? Again, same methodology, no changes. First of all, how many carbon we need? That is called 1, 2 and 3. We draw 3 carbons. So the first carbon we need to attach, how many? We need to have a double bond in the first 2 carbon. This one is cleared. We can draw here like double bond, and then if you want to draw further, so double bond is here. So what we will do? Here we have, that is called a single bond. What we have? Single bond. And the first carbon, how many hydrogen we have? That is called 2 always. How many? We have 2. Now this carbon octet is completed. It share 2 with this. One is required here, so we can write H here, only H. And also here at the last we need how many? That is called, we can write 3 as well. 3 as well. Like how? Let's draw the structure for that. Structure formula. First of all we need, that is called carbon double bond. Remember it. The difference between alkane and alkene is that if you want to attach the hydrogen, so try to attach 2 first. This one is called 1 and this one is called another one. Clear? Now this one carbon octet is complete, 1, 2 and 4. Now if we talk about this one, so we need what? We need that just attach only 1 hydrogen, and already this one is, if we draw this here, so it share 1 with it, and also 1 and also 1 and also 1. So now how many hydrogen we have attached? So we need for the carbon 3 H. How many hydrogen? We need H. So the first I attach carbon 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. So this is about structure formula for propene. Now let's talk about that butane. So no changes, little bit changes is required, just only a step change is required. Just what is the changes here? I can just draw here. How many carbons I have to just go for it? 1, 2, 3. So I need carbon 1 more. How many carbon I draw now? So always remember it. And the first carbon, how many hydrogens we need to attach? 2. The next one we need 1 because it share double and it share 3 and 4. 4 electrons are done. Next one we need here to attach 1 hydrogen. Remember it. And here also 1. Simply, and we can attach 1 hydrogen and also that 1 hydrogen and also 1 hydrogen. So this is basically called what? This is called 4 carbon, and 4 carbon we call butene. And how many hydrogen we have? We need, that is basically 8. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exactly. We can get it. So if we talk about that next one, pentene, just we need to go increase 1 more hydrogen, 1 more carbon. And how can we increase? Let's draw 1 more. And the same rule we follow here. 1, 2, 3. So we can, that's called 5. 5 carbons are there. The first always 2. Next we need 1 hydrogen, then 2 are there. Then again we need, that is called 1. And also that here 1. And then the last always we attach how many? 1, 2 and 3. So we get which one formula? Carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. And 5 is called pentene. What we call pentene. Now count the hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exactly. We get it. Now if we talk about for the last one, so let's talk about that hexene as well. Let's talk about that hexene. So we need one more carbon to attach it. So this one is 1 carbon, How many carbon? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now what to do? Again, you can just draw hydrogen. That's simply. And also you can draw here hydrogen. Next we need how many? We need hydrogen 1, and also that hydrogen 1. Exactly, you can get it. Now let's count it. This is called structure formula for hexene. Like we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we get the structure formula as well. Now, how to draw the condensed formula? So we can make condensed formula from the structure formula. Let's talk about that condensed formula as well. So condensed formula is very simple. So we can also draw the condensed formula here. This is about condensed formula. Let's talk about their condensed formula. Condensed formula is called shortened formula. That is called condensed formula. Condensed formula here. Condensed formula. So for condensed formula, simply, as we know that ethene. What was the structure formula of ethene? Ethene was simply, that was about, we had simply carbon double bond, if you recall it. And this one hydrogen, and this one also that hydrogen, and that was about hydrogen, and that was about hydrogen here. This was structure formula for what? That was basically called ethene. Now if we want to draw condensed formula, so it is very simply. What we will write here? We can simply write there, that is called CH2, because in carbon how many hydrogens are attached? 1 and 2, and then double bond we have, so we can say the double bond, and then also we can write there CH2. Sorry, we can write here that is called 2, and also that CH2. What we draw here? Look at simply condensed formula. In carbon 1, we how many hydrogen we have? 2. And the carbon 2, how many hydrogen we have? So we draw the condensed formula for that is called ethene. Now if we want to talk about that propene, so what we can draw? Simply, we just to move for that, we'll erase it here, just to draw here. Next one. Now if we talk about here, so we will do what? That carbon always double bond. Remember it. So we can talk about one more, that's called hydrogen. That is called hydrogen. Then we need only that's simply called hydrogen. And then we need only one hydrogen here. That is called one hydrogen here. And 3 we need. So and the last one is there. So we can attach one hydrogen. We can attach one hydrogen, and we can attach one hydrogen. So we get how many hydrogen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is basically called propene. Now how to draw? So first, carbon number 1. Carbon number 1. So how many hydrogens are attached? 2. So you can write H2 double bond. H2 double bond. The next carbon, how many hydrogens are attached? So only CH. We can write here, that is called CH. Is it clear? Look at here, simply. So CH. Then single bond is there. What kind of bond is this? So I can draw single. And then carbon, so we can write there CH3. So this is called the condensed formula for propene. Now if we talk about that butane condensed formula, so just simply go for the length process, that we need to attach one more hydrogen, carbon double bond, carbon, then we need one more, and also that 4 we need for butane. So now, and the first we attach one here, we need what? To attach one here, and also that one here, and also that we need to attach, that is called one more, and one more. How many hydrogen we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exactly. That is basically called butene. And how to write this in condensed formula? So the same rule should be obeyed here. CH2 double bond, and we have CH. We can write here. We can write CH, and then what we have? That is called CH2. We can write here, that is called CH. We write single bond, that's okay. If not, you can just write CH2. CH2. Then what we have at the end? We can, if you write the single bond, that's okay. If not, you can write CH3. That is called CH3. You can also finish these slashes as well. So we can write here like this. And if we talk about that for a pentane, so only again we need to increase one more. That is basically called just one more. That is called 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5. Clear? So again we need to draw 1 and 1, and also at the last we need 1, 2, 3, and also that 4. How can we write? The same, only what will happen here? Look at here. If you want to write here, this one is for carbon number, we call it that pentene. So simply, first of all, we need to write CH2. What we can say that CH2 double bond with carbon. And how many hydrogens are attached? Single. We can write here. Yes, then we say 1, 2. 2 are there. So we can also write CH2. But we need a bracket as well. We need a bracket as well. This will be a bracket, and out of 2 means like 1, 2. What we say that? I mean this carbon also 2 hydrogens are attached. This carbon also 2 are attached. So we can say CH2, and then out of square will be out of that. And then at the end we write that CH3. We can also write like this. This one is the most easy method. And if you want to increase more, depend upon you. You can increase it like here. Like for example, I want to increase one more. I will say that C for 6 carbon 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can attach more. So again I need 1 hydrogen. Again I need 1 hydrogen. Simply I can attach here. Again I need here hydrogen, hydrogen. It's simply, it is called hexane. What to do? No changes. Again write there CH2 double bond, and another is same CH, only CH2. And what is the number of that is increase, because carbon 2 hydrogen, carbon 2 hydrogen, carbon 2 hydrogen, number of 1, 2, 3, 3 are there, so we can write there 3 outside, and then CH3, that is called CH3. If you want to write or make condensed formula, so you can write or draw from structure formula very easily. Let's talk about one more example. We can also write for a heptane as well. How can we write for heptane? Let's see how many carbon we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 7. Then we can just go for it like this. Simple is, and also we can here hydrogen, hydrogen and hydrogen here. How can we draw? Simple method is, first of all, and carbon double bond is there, CH2. Can we write or not? Yes, we can write, and simply that is called double bond, and carbon we say CH. Is it clear? Now count it here. In a box we need it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 are there, so we can write as CH2. And also that how many out are there, so we can write 4. Like for example, I say 1, 2, 3, 4, and then at the end we have that is called CH4. This we can write CH3 at the end. Or what we have, that is called CH3. So this is the condensed formula. Now we will show that that electron and dot formula for next 5 electron dot and cross formula for next 5 alkenes. So that's in for this lecture. Try to like and subscribe our channel.